It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Coming up next.
It's the only fan-owned franchise here in the NFL. And tens of thousands of those fans have their cheeseheads on, and it filled the stands of historic Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here's Brandon McManus to get this one going. And away we go from Wisconsin. Craig Reynolds to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So the Lions take the field for their first drive. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
Kate, there are other flashier quarterbacks that make more highlight reel plays than Jared Goff. There certainly are bigger and stronger athletes playing the position today, but Jared's just a throwback, a guy that understands the timing and the precision. I love that he knows what he is and what he isn't when it comes to his skills, and it's why he's been able to flourish in multiple places and why he continues to sustain a lot of success in this league.
Catch made left side by Laporta. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Running it with David Montgomery. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Brought down by Quay Walker. They push it forward for a yard, and that brings up 3rd and 8.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
You know, ball skills, they're not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
On comes Jack Fox to handle the 4th down punt for the Lions. Fair catch called for and made just outside the 20. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Going run again with Jacobs. And they'll wrap him up after a short carry at the 24. It's a gain of 3 after the loss, but still 3rd and 8 to work with.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Throwing his Love on 3rd. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. They gain 14 on the play. And it'll be first down, Packers.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him, calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Thrown on first down, Love. Completed over the middle. And that's good for a gain of 5. Tackled by Jack Campbell.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's second and 5. From the 43. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Shotgun now for Love. Complete beyond the marker. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Running on first here with Jacobs. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Second down now, 7 to go. Love. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm, and a nice little gain on top of it.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he loved to know the tendencies of a defense. In 3rd and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage. It really is a good time to throw. Unfortunately, couldn't execute that pass, and a 4th downs instead.
Fourth down, here's Love. They connect for the first. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. It's a 13-yard pickup, and no worry at all on their side from being able to reach that marker on 4th down. That was impressive.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Stays in the pocket. He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And they had that one contained right at the line. Kirby Joseph up for the stop. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Here he is on 3rd and long. It is caught left side. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter, but they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
On for the field goal now. Here's Brandon McManus. This a 39-yarder from the left hash. And the kick by Folk is good. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Reynolds with a return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So the Lions headed out for their second drive of the game. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap here to Goff. He's gonna try to drop it in deep right. Tries to lob that one up, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers take over after forcing the first turnover of this ballgame. That is one of the longest throws we have or probably will see in this contest, partner. It's too bad it wound up in the hands of the defense on the interception.
You know, Kate, when I see throws like this, I see images of Bo Jackson back in the day. As a Kansas City Royal throwing Harold Reynolds out from the warning track. 300 feet in the air, he hummed that baseball to gun down the runner at home plate. The difference here in football, yeah, you throw that ball up, that DB's also got to run 50-some yards, go up high point and make a play. That is just incredible defensive football.
A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Love out of the shotgun. The lateral goes haywire. It's out. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that makes it 2nd and long. Well, that is not how you make the most of an opportunity when your defense gives you the football back. But the good news is, Brock, at least they get another shot at it.
Yeah, when you're running on the field, you feel the joy of that defense, right? They just got you a possession. They're giving you an opportunity. And thankfully, they saved the day by at least jumping on the ball.
And he's able to cross midfield before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm. But these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Looks like the Lions going with a dime set here. 3rd down. Love from the gun. That's caught for the first. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number 1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Slot man motioned over. They'll run. Jacobs. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Love now. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. So that play doesn't work out, but things make it even worse for them. Looks like one of their big guys out front is in need of a look from the training staff. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Love now to throw. Has it in close. Touchdown, Green Bay. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Brandon McManus on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Packers go up 10-zip here in the first. On now is McManus to kick this away. Reynolds with a return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. And Brock, these guys are still searching. They are still searching for their first points, but beyond that, they don't even have a first down yet.
Not even one?
No, they're still searching. I know. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. They touch him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
On first down, they'll run with Montgomery. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. That was Kenny Clark on the tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Second and 10 now. Hauled in left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that gives the Lions the first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They're set up at the 35 now. Montgomery gets it from the gun. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll send their tight end right. Off play action, Goff. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
The Packers ready to run their offense back out there. And here in the first, already up to a 10-0 advantage. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Love to throw. Taken in by Luke Musgrave. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Play fake, it's Love. He's got Watson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Running right, here's Jacobs. And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They stick with Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
The offense not shy about sending him downfield to try and stretch that secondary. Even still, one of the deeper targets you'll see him get. It's a shame they couldn't find a connection.
So 4th down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out, and indeed it did. They're putting the ball at the 19-yard line. The offense headed out now for Detroit. And we'll see if they go right back to the passing game here, coming off an interception they threw in enemy territory. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Tight end in motion right. They go play action with Goff. Escapes the sack. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Looking to throw, Goff. Dialing up a receiver screen. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
It's Montgomery on 3rd. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Off the play fake, he's gonna throw. He sends this one to the end zone. And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions face a 4-point deficit. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Now it's Jake Bates for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. Stopped on the play by Zadarius Smith. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
I know these D-ends love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. Finds him over the middle. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
These two NFC North teams have played one so far. Just a field goal separates these two. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. To the air with Love. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they take him down right along the 30.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
2nd and 3 now. Love. That finds Jacobs, complete. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll be first down, Packers.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he's stopped down at the 16 after a small gain. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Shotgun now for Love. This throw is caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards them with a 1st and goal.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Jacobs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Now from the 6 after that last play. Here's 2nd and goal. Again, it's Jacobs. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Back-to-back runs, stop short, and now it leaves him with a big 3rd and goal.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
Love now on 3rd and goal. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
Well, I'll tell you this, Kate, that's where you got to be on the same page with one another and get both ends of the play right to execute, both the protection and ultimately completing that ball. They certainly want that play call back.
And the kick by Folk is good. And that'll double their lead to 6.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Reynolds with a return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They send a receiver in motion right. 1st down throw from Goff. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. So it's 2nd down coming up.
That was simply a case of not enough time available to let that play develop. That throw was out so quick, and he wasn't able to reel it in.
It's Montgomery on the counter. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. great blocking to spring him. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Has the connection to right. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Running out of the gun with Montgomery. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Has him on the quick hitter. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
On 1st down, it's Goff. Short pass brought in. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Goff setting to throw. Has it in close. Touchdown, Detroit. Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's not just the sport that you also love to cover in basketball that's all about matchups. You get near the red zone and into the end zone, matchups become critical. And when you got a dude like this that's a mismatch maker, you feed him.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions take the lead on that successful kick. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Packers all set to get back out there. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. Watson with the catch. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Handoff here to Jacobs. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense, and I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
First down, and they go right back to him. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he's got it up to midfield and into Lions territory. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Going run again with Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. Love from the gun. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looking for Christian Watson that time. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The Lions and running back David Montgomery getting back to work. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Goff. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Working across the middle, Brock. It is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Pass taken in by St. Brown. And this one doesn't go far. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. From the gun, Goff. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
It'll be another punt. Jack Fox out there once again. Keyshawn Nixon returning this for the Packers. Winford 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. And he collects the fair catch just inside the 35. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Packers will take over possession. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Into the hands of Romeo Dobbs. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Jacobs running behind center. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Love out of the shotgun. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Love looking to pass. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
Again, Daniel Whelan heading out for another punt. Deep for the Lions, Khalif Raymond. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Goff. This is complete to Patrick. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
Move the chains. Got to move them chains. Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Big play to begin the drive. That's up to the 37. The tight end going in motion right. They go play action with Goff. Still on his feet. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Man in motion, headed right. Goff trying again on 2nd and 10. Connecting on the slant. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That one goes for 25 yards. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
A give up the gut to Montgomery. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, you call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Now Goff. That's complete to the back. David Montgomery. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
2nd and 3 now. Tight end going in motion here. From the 17. Patrick with the catch. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. He gets 6 on that play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Running left, it's Montgomery. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Second down now, 7 to go. Here's Goff. He completes it in traffic. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
We're to the 2-minute warning from Lambeau. The Lions with a chance to boost their lead. This is Montgomery running right. And he gets in, touchdown! The Lions grow their lead just before halftime. David Montgomery with the touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff.
Yep.
Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
Bates now for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Lions grow their lead to 8. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Ball at the 33 for first down. Shotgun now for Love. Gets this one to Watson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And it'll be first down, Packers.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
He's got Watson. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
They've got first down from the 31. Here's Love to throw. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete.
Well, QB put it pretty close to the sideline to begin with, and the defender, look at him, just put his little hand right out there. It just encouraged it to fall out of bounds.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. He's got a gain of 6 there. That was a Fatu Melifonwu there to make the play. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Setting up the running back screen. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. The throw is caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Second and 3 now. Love now. He'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Love to throw again. Escapes the pocket. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's its second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Love. Looking touchdown, but can't connect.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
So the incompletion on first. Here's 2nd and goal. Jacobs. And he's across. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers earn the chance to tie it before halftime. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. McManus on for the extra point. And he hits the extra points. Little surprised they wouldn't go for 2 in the tie, but at least he made it, so the lead falls to a single point. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Reynolds with a return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Lions getting 1 more series here before halftime. And clinging to this 1-point lead, Brock, probably don't want to risk too much here. It's 1st and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Shotgun snap here to Goff. It's taken in by Williams. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
That brings us to the break, and it's the visiting Lions holding an early advantage. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. In that first half, it was David Montgomery who proved to be tough to stop. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. Nixon now to return it. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Packers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down throw, here's Love. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front seven telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. Up the sideline, past the 40. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. And because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Here's Jacobs. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Now a toss. This is Jacobs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Tight end in motion left. Throwing his Love on 3rd. Flushed out of the pocket. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
The Packers send out their punting unit. It'll be Daniel Whelan doing the honors. The Lions and Jared Goff set to take over on offense once again. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. A give to Montgomery to start the drive. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Brought down by Quay Walker. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They motion the tight end over. 2nd and 4. Gets this one to Patrick. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On 1st down, it's Goff. Laporta pulls it in along the sideline. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Goff on 1st and 10. Able to find Wright. And they make the tackle at the 38. That's 16 on the pickup. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Rashawn Gary with that tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. From the 36. This is complete to Patrick. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
1st down throw from Goff. He finds Laporta. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. From the gun, Goff. He brings it in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Throwing again, it's Goff. Cut near the goal line. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Montgomery. And he will get this to the end zone for a Detroit touchdown. The Lions push their lead further to start the half. David Montgomery with the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Lions grow their lead to 8. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Packers and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Running on first here with Jacobs. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. They stick with Jacobs. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
These stops, they don't always make the end-of-game highlight reels, but they absolutely should. The coaches and players know it. Offenses are always counting on yards on that type of run. And anytime it results in a loss, it could be a potential drive killer.
Fix the handoff, now Love. Watson with the catch. And he's taken down at the 30.
I really like the timing of that screen call to the perimeter. Get the ball in space to operate and turns into a nice gain.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Here's Love. Complete beyond the marker. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Love from the gun. He puts some power on a deep one. Big gain downfield. And he's got it. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Jaden Reed, the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
So the Packers showing faith in their offense as they decide to go for 2. He's throwing for it. And in a tight game, they turn to the run, and it rewards them with 2. We're all tied up. So after that completion, we've got a player in some visible discomfort. And here come the trainers to get him some help. On now is McManus to kick this away. Reynolds with a return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Lions headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Handoff running right, Montgomery. Nice cut, headed to the sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They strike for 23 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And he nearly takes it to the red zone before going out. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Looking to throw, Goff. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. A toss play, Montgomery. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Brought down by Quay Walker.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Out of the shotgun, Goff. It's tipped away, and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
I think you're seeing why they like this guy in coverage, man. He reacts well to throws and is so adept in breaking up passes right through contact or before they ever reach the target.
On 4th down, the Lions going to try to put 3 on the board here with Jake Bates. It's a 38-yarder from the left hash. Bates' kick is up and good. And they've taken back the lead.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Jaden Reed to return this. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. First and 10 now from the 30. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he gets him around 6 there. Kirby Joseph up for the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Play fake, it's Love. He's got Watson. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brought down by the veteran Carlton Davis. Third down, 1 yard to go. On the option, it's Jacobs. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Love out of the shotgun. This is reeled in by Reed. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Second and 6 coming up here. Shotgun now for Love. Finds his man, it's Kraft. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. Handoff here to Jacobs. He'll cobble together a yard there. That's Marcus Davenport with the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Reed's got it. And they get this down to the 28. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
The drive picks up here, first and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, these DNs love to get after the quarterback, but the most well-rounded of them are the guys who can anchor your run defense too. Mission accomplished.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. To the air with Love. Gets this one to Watson. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Third and a lone yard coming up. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. That's a pickup of 9. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that first down. Well done.
They send a tight end in motion. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's able to fight this down to the 2. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Love looking to pass. He's on the move. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Packers take the lead as time runs out here in the third. Jordan Love, the touchdown. His third total score this game. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's Raymond on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really been the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap here to Goff. He puts some air under this one, deep right. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Goff setting to throw. St. Brown there to bring it in. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Goff back to throw. And the Packers are there. He's hauled down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
The Lions readying for the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Love now. It's cut right side by Watson. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
On second down, Jacobs. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
You know what I like about a second and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Love. Escapes the puck. Oh no, the ball is loose. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. And they'll have to swallow a loss on the play as he's touched down behind the line. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It could be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
Throwing his love on third. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So out now comes the punter. And he's going to do the honors for the fourth time today. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. And they bring him down right around the 23. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Kate, you really do love those 5-yard gains on first down. You know what it kind of feels like? Kind of feels like making pars on the golf course on the par 3s. And now, on the par 5s, you can go let it rip.
From the gun, Goff. This is complete to Patrick. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
On first down, it's Goff. Laporta pulls it in along the sideline. And they'll have it across midfield as he runs out. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says two things in every production meeting. Number one, well, we got to stop the run. And number two, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
Goff on 1st and 10. Gets this one to Patrick. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Throwing again, it's Goff. Looking for a target. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Goff now on third down. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On first down, they'll run with Montgomery. And he's going to get this to the 29 before he stopped. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the 29, finds Laporta. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that gives the Lions the first.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions take a 4th quarter lead. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
This to go up by a field goal here in the 4th. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions push their lead to 3. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Green Bay offense about to get started once more. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Love from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Pass was thrown for Christian Watson. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play. This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Love out of the shotgun. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Kirby Joseph picks it. And the Lions take over at the start of the red zone. He's tackled right at the 20.
I've not yet in my lifetime come across a defender who hasn't told me how great an offensive player they were back in the day. Oh, you should have seen me as a running back or wide receiver. Well, right there, that defender showed some of that background. A brilliant job of getting into the open field and setting his offense up for success.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you can go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Goff. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So 2nd down coming up. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind them, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
Putting the tight end in motion. Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. He has the first over the middle. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Montgomery. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
They go play action with Goff. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So they'll be left with 3rd and goal.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
So now here's 3rd and goal. Goff. And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions parlay the interception into points. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions make it a 10-point ball game. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Out now runs the Packer offense. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. They're out and set, 1st and 10. This is Jacobs running left. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 31, Watson with the catch. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
4th down, pressure on him. He was not backing down for a second. Nice effort to carry the rock. More importantly, for his offense to get a 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 41. Shotgun now for Love. Into traffic, complete. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
You know, Kay, that is the epitome of trust right there. Right? When the ball is let out of his hands, I think everybody on the sidelines in the stadium went, because he threw it in double coverage. And you may question the decision, but it's tough to challenge it when it produces results like that.
Here's 2nd and 5. Finds his man, it's Kraft. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
Wow, certainly found the weak spot in the coverage with that catch. Really goes to show they trust every single player, receiver, running back, in that case, tight end, to be a playmaker in this offense.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Play fake, it's Love. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running with it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that will set up 1st and goal.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Love looking to pass. It's a Green Bay touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
And now for the point after, and crucially to bring things within a field goal. And he connects there, so now another kick from him. A field goal would tie this game in the 4th. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Reynolds with a return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Motioning the tight end now. It's Montgomery on the counter. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
Kate, you know by now I'm not shy about referencing movies during a game, and that run, well, that was a picture-perfect script. You get the defense thinking one thing, looking one way, then bam! You surprise them with a twist and head the other way for a big run.
First down, and they go right back to him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Green Bay. Lions only up by a few. All right, here we go. 2nd down. They'll run again with Montgomery. And he's brought down for a loss. The Packers take their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. And the Packers at a 5th DB out there for this 3rd down play. Staying on the ground with Montgomery. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. They'll bring out the punter here. Jack Fox will kick it away. And this one, he's out of bounds, no return on the kick. The Packers ready to run their offense back out there. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. He's on the move. All the time in the world. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
That's a really good job by the defense right there. Doing something I hear all the time in coaches' meetings. I want to keep that quarterback in the box. I want to put a fence around him. Don't want to let him get out and make a big play, breaking the pocket.
Setting up to pass. Buys time, rolling right. Taking off with it again. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
The Packers trying to hurry to the line. He'll look to throw it. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And he'll be across midfield and close to that 45 before going out. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
To the line for a new set of downs, only a lone timeout at their disposal. Back to throw. That finds Jacobs complete. He'll head out of bounds after a small gain. Second down now, 7 to go. Throwing, Love. This one taken in by Kraft. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll be first down, Packers. The Packers trying to hurry to the line. On 1st and 10, here's Love. Escapes the pocket. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. An important attempt coming up here for Brandon McManus. Now the Lions calling a timeout, their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. For the 3rd time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. This will be a 44-yard look. Looking good, and it's through. And inside the final minute, they've tied this up.
These are the moments, Kate, when you realize how valuable a clutch kicker is. When he's the only guy out there and everybody relying on him, and he delivers.
On now is McManus to kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now Goff. We've got a screen to the running back. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 39. He lofts one deep, center of the field. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Man, this has been such a great game. Nobody is ready for it to end just yet. After 4 quarters, we're headed to overtime. Now hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Nixon now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now outruns their offense to take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 32. Completes this one to Kraft. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
Well, they got him down before he could do any more damage in terms of yards. That's no easy job, mind you, tackling a big tight end. But the main damage had already been done. He kept this drive going by getting beyond the line to gain.
1st down throw. Here's Love. He's on the move. He's on the move. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
Well, I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains, and it's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical 1st down.
Gets this one to Watson. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Thrown on 1st down, Love. He's got Watson. And they bring him down around the 34. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 34. Escapes the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. And he slides down with enough to pick up that 1st. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Fakes the handoff, now Love. Caught by Jacobs. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Motioning one of the tight ends. They stick with Jacobs. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Yeah, I get it. Fans will measure a running back's merit by touchdowns, yards, the fantasy football world we live in. But as coaches and teammates, Kate, they want something a little bit more. They want to see plays like that, a guy who will always get the short yards in a critical spot like that.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Love from the gun. Has it in close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone, instead stuffed at the 2.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he's in for the touchdown. The Packers take the lead in this game. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. McManus on for the extra point. The extra point is good, and that's a big one. Now their defense just has to defend a 7-point lead here in overtime. On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's Raymond on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Lions getting ready to return to the field. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Patrick with the catch. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, Goff. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. From the gun, Goff. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
You know, Kate, years ago, my old high school receiver and I got together for a football camp. I could still close my eyes and throw him that slant. We've done it millions of times. You get a QB receiver connection like that, it's dynamite.
New set of downs for him from the 46. On 1st down, it's Goff. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a pickup of 26. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
1st down throw from Goff. No one open, so he chucks this to another county. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing again, it's Goff. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And this one does not go far.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular. When the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep them short of the sticks.
Goff on third. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Man, that was a chain mover if you would have held on, Brock, but the contact just too much to do so.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed in himself because you've got to make these contested catches, but I do give a lot of credit. An outstanding effort defensively to force that ball out.
Now go for it, Goff. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. So this is a Packers win. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Packers are your winners as we say so long from Green Bay.